to my channel. I'm Deanna and you're watching Orchid. Today I wanted to do a spotlight on my favourite orchid bloom yet. This is the Paphiopedilum philippinense. Now this is a species orchid, and as the name suggests, it's native to the Philippines and also northern Borneo. It's found in low altitudes, up to 500 meters, near coastal sort of regions. It's usually growing in leaf litter or on limestone outcroppings. And because it grows in the leaf litter between the rocky surfaces, it's considered semi-terrestrial. So as you can see, it's quite a large orchid with many thick fleshy leaves, and it'll flower when each fan or growth is fully mature. So as you can see, mine has grown 10 mature leaves before it's flowered, and if you can imagine each leaf taking many months to develop, a lot of patience is required, as with many multifloral paphs. But I really think that this is a spectacular show and definitely worth the wait. So the flower spike on these is a successive bloomer. That is, it'll grow all the buds at once and then flower basically from the base up in quick succession. So it's not a sequential bloomer like some of the other multiflorals or the Paphiopedilums, which grow one flower and then they develop the bloom of the next one as the preceding flower fades. So for this one, when the blooms are all open, you can see them all at once, and then you get this really amazing display of about 3 to 5 flowers on quite a long stem. The flowers themselves are quite unique. They're not huge, they're about maybe 5 centimeters, but the petals are what are probably considered the showstoppers. So they're long and twisty, and they're around about 20 centimeters in length. Now, not all varieties of the philippinense have petals this long from what I've seen online, so I do actually count myself quite lucky that I have a variation that looks as spectacular as this. You can see the upper sepal is pointed, it's quite broad at the base, and it's got these lovely dramatic vertical purple stripes, and the lower sepals are joint as with other Paphiopedilums, and they've got the same striping, but the striping is just a lot paler. The pouch is quite a sexy little thing, if I do say so myself. It's really waxy, and you can see the substance is quite thick on it, and it's got this lovely yellow colour which contrasts quite nicely with the rest of the flower. And I guess overall I think the flowers just look really playful. I can just imagine them protruding out from these rocky boulders with these ribbony petals just dancing in the wind. And honestly, I just can't get enough of this display. And to top it all off, the flowers, like many Paphiopedilums, are really quite long lasting and can last up to several months. Now, in terms of culture, I've had mine for about 8 months, so I can only really tell you how I keep this plant, but it's obviously worked for me. This orchid grows in nature, often exposed to full sun on rocky surfaces near the shore, so I keep mine on my back deck. It receives a really healthy breeze here, and in winter it actually receives a good amount of even direct sunshine. And this plant can really handle the light. So if yours isn't flowering, I would definitely try more light. Just make sure that any direct sunshine you give it is accompanied by a good airflow, and it isn't in the middle of the day when it's scorching hot. In terms of temperature, this is said to be a hot growing orchid. Having said that, mine spent winter outside with temperatures ranging from about 7 to 22 degrees Celsius. But it was accompanied by bright natural light during the day, and it did really well, as you can see. and it even brought out 2 new growths during this time. So yeah, I think, you know, these thick leaves can handle a little bit of variation in temperature, but what it loves is the warmth. So it's a thermophilic plant and it'll grow better in the warmer seasons. So in terms of water, as with most paphs, these guys like to be kept evenly moist, but in winter many of these green-leafed multiflorals do come from regions with a slightly drier winter. So in winter I do let the media dry out between waterings, particularly when it's really cold, but now in the warmer weather it gets watered to remain moist. Having said this, it still likes well-draining media. It doesn't like to stay sopping wet or anything like that. So mine's in a small to medium bark mix, which I haven't changed yet. It's the same as what I bought from the nursery, and it does actually seem to contain a little bit of leaf litter and some shells, I guess, for calcium. Now I've added my own top dressing of dolomite granules for some extra calcium and magnesium. Because these plants are from limestone regions, they do apparently enjoy a little extra calcium and slightly less acidic media. But overall, media that provides some water retention while not remaining too soggy should probably do the trick. Yeah, so that concludes my little spotlight on this beauty. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more orchid videos like this, and you can be notified when new ones are released. So I hope you guys all have a great week and happy growing until I see you next time. Bye!